All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this beautiful Monday morning, Monday afternoon, depending on where you are, Monday evening episode of Model Monday Live, your place to go each week to compete with some of the best CAD users in the world to find out who is the fastest at 3D CAD, or at least to practice and have a little bit of friendly competition and friendly camaraderie. Let us know in the chat, where are you watching from? What CAD system are you using? And how it is going in your area. How's the weather? It's beautiful here. We are definitely breaking from spring into summer, and it is a wonderful time of year. I love it when it is hot like this. Man, oh man, it's so nice. Or at least warming up. Not hot, but trending in the right direction for me. I'm not too much of a fan of the cold. I really enjoy the warmth. Spring into summer, yes. Spring into summer. We just had the time change. That's always an indication that we are getting ready for the new season. The days start feeling like they are longer. The sun goes down a little later. It's a beautiful thing. Jim Yu is here, says hello, Toby and everyone. Hello, Jim Yu. Dom Linder is here. Welcome, Dom. How are you, my friend? Zhao is here, says good evening from Belgium. TooTallToby finally back. Yes, long time no see, my friend. Great to see you in here again. And Jern is here. Hello, Jern, says hello, everyone. And Jim uses from Oslo this week and using FreeCAD 1.0. Very nice, very nice. And Jern says HDX, Houston, build 123D user and developer. Yes, that's what I like to see. And Mesa Makes is here, repping Onshape, and it is sunny here in California. That is awesome. How are you, my friend? Great to see you in here for today's episode of Model Monday Live. Zhao's using FreeCAD, just installed Blender and the FabX plugin for experimental 5-axis indexed milling. Yo, that is nice. We're going to do a machined part today here in Onshape, so maybe you can test it out. You model that part up. It comes from the free library, so maybe you can model it up and test it out. That 5-axis index milling. I don't think you'll need 5-axis for this part, but it is still kind of a fun model to try to run through some CAM. Dom says sunny in 54 in eastern North Dakota. Nice. We like that. Well, we had a great week. We had a great, very productive week. We'll talk about that a little bit as we get into the news section. And then we had a great weekend as well. As it gets into summer, we are playing more and more soccer where I am. And I am constantly reminded that we're not getting any younger. My knees are definitely feeling it today. Every time I go up and down the stairs, I'm just going, ow, ow, ow. Every step I'm taking, it's just like tearing up my knees, but definitely worth it. Definitely a full body exercise. Football for the rest of the world, soccer here in the United States, and definitely a full body workout. And you know, it feels good afterwards. Right afterwards, it feels good, and then the next day, it feels horrible. The date is wrong. Thank you. Let me fix that real quick. Thank you. Appreciate that. Best chat ever. This is why we love you guys. Jern says, wow, heat wave in eastern North Dakota. And Angelo is here from Slovakia. Welcome, Angelo. Thanks for joining us. Great to see you in here today. And Jerky FPV letting us know that the date is wrong. Thank you, my friend. All right, guys, let's get into it here. We know what everybody's here for. We're here for the CAD versus CAD action. So let's get into it on this beautiful Model Monday Live episode. Today is March 10th. We're going to invite you to participate in some CAD practice modeling. So let's go. Let's get into it. We're going to do 2 CAD speed modeling challenges for all of you in the chat. Looks like we got 26 people in the chat. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll probably see a few more people tune in before this first challenge begins. We're going to give you some updates as to what's going on in the world of TooTallToby, including a much anticipated tournament update. I know a lot of you have been asking about when's the next tournament. We're going to give you some dates today. And we're going to do a live solve using Onshape so we can share some tips and tricks. Jerky says, thank you. First time tuning in, so I was confused. My bad, yo. Just wanted to confirm it's live and not a rerun. It is indeed live and not a rerun. And Kersmako says, CAD novice, your videos have helped so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us know what CAD system you're using. And I'm very glad to hear that these have been helpful. And we are excited to kind of continue to help people get better at CAD, especially in the world of 3D printing. We're going to be putting out a lot more content to help people with 3D printing, not only with just creating the models, but also creating mechanisms that you can 3D print. I'm very interested in print in place. I'm very interested in embedding magnets into the designs. So these are all things that are going to be really helpful as we continue to move through 2025. Definitely things to look out for. Onshape, awesome, awesome, awesome. And Mason Linden Fessler says, thank you all for the Onshape videos. Thanks for all the Onshape videos. Sorry, guys. Having a hard time reading right now. That's awesome. Great. I'm so glad to hear that, Mason, and I'm glad these are helpful. And Kurzmako, also very, very thankful, very helpful, very glad that these are helpful. And my brain, I don't know what's going on in my brain. I need a little bit of coffee here. Hold on. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Need to kick my brain back in line on this beautiful Monday. Newbie from sunny New York using Onshape. That is awesome. Kent Young, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. You guys are indeed the best chat ever. All right, guys. And of course, I want to just take a moment here and say thank you to everyone in the TooTallToby community, all the people who subscribe to the channel, anybody who does super thanks and super chat, all the joiners, all the likers, all the tutorial makers, all the super chatters, anybody who's participated in Value for Value over the years, all the Practice Models premium subscribers, all the students, all the people who share the channel, all the commentors, and of course the Discord crew. Thank you all so much. I'm so thankful to have all of you here in the TooTallToby community helping us move forward and keep this train rolling. The super chat is open during this live stream, so if anybody out there is able to and willing to contribute financially, we very much appreciate it, and super chat is certainly a great way to do that during the live streams. And Chris Wickens is here, says, good afternoon, Model Money Live family. Yes, good afternoon, my friend. Great to see you in here again. And I also want to, of course, give a shout out to Chris Bico. His YouTube channel is called Fully Defined. He made a great video about why speed modeling makes you a better designer. And it's quite apropos, especially because we're about to release the speed modeling leaderboard functionality on the TooTallToby YouTube channel. So be sure to check out that video. I've included a link to that down below in the description. Shared that out with a lot of people, and of course you can share and reshare that as well. Huge shout out to Chris Bico. Guys, today we're going to do a live solve of this machined part. It's called lever mount. It's a pretty cool part, and if you have a cam simulator, you could also run it through the cam simulator. Jern making the observation that both Aaron C and Victor K are not here, or at least they are lurking, and so today would be a great point to earn some points. A great day to earn some points without our normal top point earners here in the chat. This is your chance. I should probably get right into it. But before we get started with this challenge, don't forget to hit the like button. Looks like we got 35 people watching right now. Let's see what our like count is up to. We got 7 likes. Let's see if we can get that up to 35. And Mason coming in with the super chat. Thank you so much. Do you take suggestions for your practice models? Yeah, of course. Always interested in inspiration for the practice models. Thank you so much for the super chat. Very much appreciated. And the best way to do that is just to hit up the Discord. If you have a suggestion, if you want to share an image, something like that, drop it in the Discord. That's a good way to do it. Of course, you could always use the Contact Us page and just say, hey, I have an idea for the practice models. Usually, I'll email you back. I try to email everybody back the same day, but sometimes it gets a little bit queued. But I'll email you back, and then we'll have a direct line of communication there too. But Discord is the one that I'm definitely the most attentive on. All right, awesome. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Mason. Appreciate that super chat. Appreciate all the super chatters out there. We're going to get into today's challenge here. I'm going to show you a 2D print. You're going to try and turn it into a 3D model. You're going to try to calculate the mass and then enter that mass directly in the YouTube chat. And you can do this using any 3D CAD package. Just make sure when you answer, you use the specified precision, and the first person to get it correct in the chat will win a point on the Model Monday Live leaderboard. Here are the materials that we use, and these are the units, the densities for each material. So make sure that you've got the correct material density. If you're here for the first time, take a screen capture, use print screen or Snagit or MW Snap or whatever you use for your screen capture solution. Take a screen capture of these materials, these densities, because this is what we use both for the Model Monday Live challenges, for the tournaments, and for the TooTallToby Practice Models app. So check it out. Be sure to grab a screen capture, and that way you'll have the correct materials. Also in the Discord, we do have some guides to assign these materials to your software if you're using SolidWorks, or if you're using Fusion 360, or if you're using Onshape. We've got some guides posted there to help you get these materials into your library. And the advanced rules are: this is meant to be fun and good-spirited. Occasionally I make some mistakes, and the Ivan exploit is permitted. So with that, we are going to move on to the first challenge of the day of this March 10th episode. I'm going to flip over to full screen, and as soon as I show this challenge, you're going to grab a screen capture, move that over to your second monitor, and then you can begin modeling. So here we go. This first CAD versus CAD versus CAD versus CAD versus CAD challenge on this episode of Model Monday Live begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XXX grams? This part is called Jim U, and Jim U is here in the chat. Jim U KERBEROS, and this is a pretty fun model. It was really fun to make this drawing, actually. I am actually noticing now I jumped right from section AA to section CC. I realized I had an extra detail view in there that was detail B that I deleted. So we do jump straight to section CC, but that's all right. We're going AC. And this is a pretty fun model. It was fun to model it up. I saw somebody actually posted something like this on Reddit today, so I got a little inspired by a Reddit post, put my own little spin on it. And what I like about this model is the way that the walls are defined. I really like the way the geometry for those slots is defined. I think it's like it was unusual. It made it a lot of fun to create the drawing for this one, and hopefully it will make it a lot of fun for you to solve this one. It's not as simple as just looking at those slots and, you know, having all the dimensions you need right there. You have to go digging a little bit. You have to think about it a little bit. But a pretty fun model. And fun to build, fun to create the drawing for this one. Hopefully it'll be fun for all of you to model this one up. So I'm going to leave this on screen here just for another moment or two. And like I said, I'm going to be challenging all of you to grab a screen capture of this. And that way you will be able to take that screen capture and put it into your second monitor and continue modeling as we talk about some news from the world of TooTallToby. Your goal is to calculate the mass of this part and enter that mass directly into the chat. Dom Linder says, "Oh no, just crashed." No, that is a bummer. Dom, we're gonna turn you into an Onshape user. That's gonna be the reason why. You're just gonna say, you know what? Tired of crashing. Can't have the crashing during these competitive CAD moments. Not cool. It's not cool at all. So we're gonna convert you. Don't worry. All right. I hope that was enough time for everybody to grab that screen capture, because we are going to proceed. Chris Wickett says Onshape forever. Yeah. Once you convert over, you're probably gonna have a hard time going back. That's for sure. All right, guys. Well, let's move on with today's presentation. Don't forget to support the channel. I know I mentioned this before, but hit the like button. That's the easiest way to support the channel. Subscribe. And of course, share and reshare. It looks like we got about 40 people watching now. So if you're just tuning in, be sure to take a moment, hit the like button. Let's see if we can get our like count up to 40 as well to match the number of people that are viewing. And of course, share and reshare. We always say that every week, your goal is to tell one coworker about this channel. So walk up to a coworker, whisper in their ear and say, "Hey, have you heard of Model Monday Live? Have you heard of TooTallToby?" And we see that we're seeing, wow, everyone was celebrating. You guys in the beginning, I don't know if you guys were here when that occurred, but everyone was celebrating. the absence of our regular champions, our regular point winners, and they just came sneaking in. I like it. I like that entrance. That is epic. Mason says, what's your opinion of Onshape versus SolidWorks? I have a lot of opinions about that. Petar is in the chat, says, greetings, Tobe, man. Hello, my man. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Alexi is here, and he's answering the Model Monday Live Challenge. Love it, love it, love it. Aaron C., never have to be sorry about being here, my friend. I'm glad that you're here. I just thought it was funny that earlier we saw that Jern said, wondering if both Aaron C. and Victor K. are not here. Some points up for grabs, potentially. And then the first two people I answer, Aaron C., Victor K. Boom, boom, boom. That's what we like. Almost lost a bunch of time on those champers. Totally thought they were fillets at first glance. Oh. Wonder if that would have still gotten you pretty close. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Mason Makes in the chat responding Mason Makes responding to Mason. Lyndon Felser. I love it. I mean, look, I was a lifetime SolidWorks user, spent many years supporting SolidWorks, teaching SolidWorks, and now I'm totally smitten with Onshape. But of course, there are a ton of solutions out there. I could just speak for myself. I can't say if one is the best. We always find out what the best one is during the tournament. And so far during the tournament, we've had a world champion using SolidWorks, a world champion using Inventor, a world champion using Onshape, and a world champion using Fusion 360. So that's where we find out. Fillets actually changed the answer a lot. Oh, good to know. Good to know. Guys, don't forget, you can join the party if you want to support the channel. If you want to be like this guy, ultra super fan here, he's got his credit card out. He's ready to support the channel. You can join Practice Models Premium. That's a great way to support the channel. You can use the super chat or the super thanks, and of course, you can take training with Toby. We do train classes here in the TooTallToby world. In fact, we're even teaching an upcoming SolidWorks sheet metal class. So if you are in the market for learning some sheet metal stuff, you can check it out. I'll have some training information on that in just a moment. We're also going around kind of doing a virtual podcast tour. We were on the Next Layer podcast. We were recorded with Scott Tarsi of the Engineering Entrepreneur. So that's recorded. It'll probably be out in a couple of weeks. And next week, we're going to be live streaming with the CAD class. We're going to have them on our show, and we are going to be on their show. And we're also going to have the Team Pipeline podcast coming up. So we're going to have some really interesting next couple of weeks here. Kind of visiting some of our friends in the 3D CAD, 3D printing space, and learning a little bit about what CAD systems they use and sharing a little bit about what CAD systems we use over here. So really excited about these next couple of weeks. And if you guys happen to see that we're going to be on different podcasts, be sure to tune in, be sure to show them some love, and be sure to jam up the comments fields with all of us, talking about the Ivan exploit and putting ones in the chat and stuff like that. And of course, if you enjoy this kinds of challenges, the kinds of challenges we're doing right now, we do release 10 new models every month exclusively for our Practice Models Premium subscribers. So if you want to get access to a library of now up to over 150 of these challenges, sorted by different challenge level or tier level, sorted by different features that you can experience or experiment with, that's all part of the Practice Models Premium package. You can sign up for that over at TooTallToby.com. And like I mentioned before, we are hosting some training later this month, some SolidWorks training. So SolidWorks sheet metal training, March 25th, 26th, 27th. It's a training class that you take from your desk. It's a half day each day, and that way you have enough time to still stay caught up with your work. You don't get totally backtracked on work. But what we cover there is 3D modeling a sheet metal part, learning how to create flat patterns, learning how to create drawings, learning how to export to DXF, and a bunch more. You do the live training, you get a training manual and a bundle of training files, and you get a certificate of completion when you're done, and you get to do it all from the comfort of your desk. So you can see that Vicky has dropped the link in the chat for that upcoming training. If you're a SolidWorks user and you're looking to get your chops down with sheet metal, this is a fantastic class. We just taught it, I think last week or the week before, and it was awesome. And very, very happy with how that class has turned out and looking forward to teaching it again. And we're also working on a SolidWorks Zero to Hero training solution for online, for an on-demand solution. And what I mean by this is if you go to our training website, the Thinkific, TooTallToby.thinkific.com, you can take the free SolidWorks 30-minute quick start. You can take the paid SolidWorks CSWP prep, which gets you your certified SolidWorks professional certification. But there's not really an in-between step currently. And I'm very excited to announce that this week we're going to be rolling out the in-between step, which is the it'll be a paid class that you can take online, that you can take on demand, and it'll give you everything you need to learn about SolidWorks sketches, SolidWorks parts, SolidWorks assemblies, and SolidWorks drawings. So that class is pretty much done. We're just kind of buttoning up some final elements of like the quizzes and the interface for the online learning. But that's a really exciting new product that we're going to be offering. If you know anybody, or if you take on a new coworker and they need to learn SolidWorks pretty quickly, I mean, really, if you take these 3 courses, you could go from knowing nothing to being certified professional in a month. And I can say that with confidence. You're going to get everything you need in this first one to jump into the second, everything you need in the second to jump into the CSWP prep, and everything in the CSWP prep will get you ready to take and pass that exam. So pretty cool little journey here, Zero to Hero journey. Be on the lookout for that. You're going to see a lot more announcements about that over the next couple of weeks and months. And of course, the Model Monday Live leaderboard is available on the website, and we can see here that we are now into March. Congratulations to Ram Bros and Dom, who each earned a point last week, and we're going to see who earns the points this week. Aaron C is still out in front, but there's plenty of time before the end of the year, and he won the whole thing last year, so this could be your chance to dethrone a champion. And I see Zach in the chat, says hello. Hello, Zach. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Great to see you in here. And Guntis is in the chat as well. Hello, my friend. Thanks for joining us here today. Another member of the channel. Joined the channel with the buy me a cup of coffee level of membership. Very much appreciate that. And finally, I just want to mention on Practice Models, you know, I mentioned before that you can sign up for Practice Models Premium. That's a paid service that we offer on our website, on the TooTallToby website. We are constantly rolling out new updates for that. So the Try Again feature was added back in November. In December, we went around and cleaned up the analytics and gave you better analytics. In January, we updated our filters and added a much appreciated filter to filter by free versus filter by premium, filter by completed versus filter by not completed. So you're able to go through and figure out which challenges are still open, which ones you haven't done yet. Much more easy. So definitely excited about that update. And we also added the beta version of the community tutorials. We're continuing to improve that to make it a little easier to see a tutorial that is specifically in your CAD system. So we're continuing to improve that as well, but that was something new that was rolled out in January. And then last month, all throughout February, we really were working hard in the background to set up the ability to do multiple runs per model, to track the times for those multiple runs, and even to let you do the same model using different CAD systems. So these new enhancements are just about done. We're actually working with an alpha team of users to kind of do some final testing on some of these features. And then we're going to be excited to roll out that feature, to roll out the speed modeling leaderboard. This is all stuff we're doing in the background, thanks to the users who are signing up for that Practice Models Premium. So if you want to continue to help us turn the TooTallToby, the Practice Models app, into kind of the place to go for all your 3D CAD practice, and a really great, almost an educational platform where you could learn about different CAD systems, and you could learn, you know, if you need to migrate, let's say your company changes from SolidWorks to Onshape, and now you need to migrate and you need to relearn CAD using Onshape. This is a great spot to go because you're able to, you know, do the same challenges in different CAD systems, or see different users doing challenges you've done before in a different CAD system, and really truly get a one-to-one comparison. So be sure to check it out, TooTallToby.com. Practice Models Premium is the app, and if you sign up for that app, you're going to get access to all of these cool features, and you're going to help us, you know, to be able to develop even more cool features. So with that, I think that's pretty much it for our news and updates here. I want to give a huge shout out to our web dev, Bodie McBoatpants, who really brings all these ideas to life, especially on the website and with the practice models premium capabilities. And of course, I want to thank Hooby 3DFX, who recently joined the team as developer and who's been helping us to continue to roll out some of these enhancements like the community tutorials, the speed modeling leaderboards, and the multi-runs per model or per challenge. So huge shout out to the team. They're working diligently in the background. If you ever see them in the Discord or anything, be sure to give them a shout out. And oh yeah, one more little piece of news here. This is kind of where we let off, right? Tournament news for 2025. So the team has been working together. We're trying to figure out what the best dates are going to be for the tournament. So this is all tentative still, but just to kind of give you guys the inside scoop here, we're going to do a Summer Open 2025. It's going to be an 8-person tournament rather than a 16-person tournament. Connor SCC in the chat says W stream. Thank you very much, Connor SCC. Appreciate it. Former co-commentator right here on the TooTallToby channel. So the next tournament is going to be the Summer Open. It's going to be an 8-person tournament. It's going to feature global enrollment, so anybody from around the world can sign up for it. We're going to have the qualifications on the TooTallToby website, and the tentative dates for the live stream are going to be March 2nd for the round of 8, May 2nd for the round of 8, May 9th for the round of 8, May 16th for the round of 4, and then May 23rd for the finals. And I think we're going to do the same thing we did with the high school tournament earlier this year. I really liked what we did with the high school tournament, where we had a kind of like a kickoff on the May 23rd date, where we did 3rd place versus 4th place, sudden death, 1 model, 1 point, to determine who got 3rd and 4th. I thought that was so cool. So I think we're going to do the same thing here again this time. So it's just going to be these 4 dates. It's going to be an 8-person tournament. If you sign up, you'll either be on May 2nd or May 9th. And then if you win your match on May 2nd, May 9th, you'll be on May 16th. And then if you win your match on May 16th, you'll be on May 23rd. And then that'll be it. Kind of keep it a little bit tighter. I know when we do the World Championship, we do 16-person. It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit of a longer tournament. But we're going to keep this one a little bit tight and just kind of run it through May. So let us know in the chat if that sounds good to you. Put a 1 in the chat if you're excited about the next tournament. And of course, let us know if you have any suggestions about the tournament, if you want to see a tournament that features certain types of models or doesn't feature certain types of models. I know last year when we did it, we just said we did no sheet metal during the Summer Open. I don't think we're going to do that this time. I think it's going to be everything's on the table. So sheet metal, solids, maybe we'll even do some other crazy stuff. We'll get really nuts with it. Maybe we'll have some fun models. But this is going to be global enrollment. Victor K says sheet metal open. Yeah, summer sheet metal open. I'm still down for that. Maybe we'll do something like that in the middle. I don't know. I really want to do just a straight sheet metal tournament. Aaron C says all tier 14 models. Yep, all tier 14 level of complexity. I think that's a great idea as well. But let us know as always. And of course, in the Discord as well, we're always happy to take suggestions for the tournament. All right, and I think that's about it. Visit us on Discord. Yup, that's me is here in the chat. Yup, that's me says, dang, I'm late. This was a big announcement. Yup, that's me. We're going to have our next tournament in May. So it's tentative right now, but these look like the dates that are probably going to work out the best. So we'll start having all the announcements, and we'll start having the qualifications coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Make sure everybody has time to qualify, and that way we can kick off the first matches in May. Another worldwide tournament, an open tournament. I'd love a sheet metal tournament because I'm still not sure if I'm bad at sheet metal or if sheet metal is bad. Nice. Rockcrawler says all sheet metal would be awesome. Yeah, I love this. I love this enthusiasm for sheet metal. Look, this is still up in the air. So we could just do this one here as an all sheet metal tournament. You know, maybe we'll do a poll of the community and see what they think. I know not everybody could attend, but I'm sure that everybody would enjoy watching an all sheet metal tournament. The one thing about the all sheet metal tournament is that it would definitely be Ivan exploitable to the max, right? Because the nature of sheet metal is that it has the uniform wall thickness parallel walls. So, and Zhao in the chat says PCB challenge. Yo, yes, let's do that. I like that as well. All right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any suggestions for the tournament or any suggestions in general, the Discord is excellent. Check out the Discord. We got a great crew in there. Thank you so much to the Discord crew. And that's it for now. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. How are we doing on our likes right now? Let's take a look. Looks like we got 25 likes, 38 people watching. Let's all hit that like button. AUDAY. Hello, everyone. Daylight savings tripped me up. Yes, we did go through daylight savings this weekend. Great to see you in here, AUDAY. We just made a big announcement. I'm going to roll back for AUDAY as well. Big announcement here. The Summer Open 8-person tournament is most likely going to happen on May 2nd through May 23rd. 8-person tournament. It's going to be a nice, tight tournament. And yes, that's the reaction I was hoping that I would see from you. Oh, yeah. Cool. So, guys, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to sign up for training. Sheet metal. We're talking about sheet metal, right? Let's make sure that we sign up for sheet metal training with TooTallToby. It'll get you prepped for that tournament. All right, guys, and let's take a look at this first challenge. This was a really fun challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really liked the way the dimensioning was done for this one. It was fun for me. I like the way that this dimension here, the min tangency here, is defined down here in the section view. You'll notice that we have this number 13 running throughout this challenge. So 13 for the wall thickness there, 13 for the wall thickness here for here. You know, that makes it kind of cool too. Instead of just giving you what this radius is and giving you what this radius is here from center. Instead, what we did was we said, this is 13 and this is 13. And I think that's kind of like an interesting and a cool, novel way for us to define the geometry of this part. And of course, this part is called Jim Yu KERBEROS. And this part is in honor of Jim Yu, who signed up for the channel. He did the join the channel function, the join membership. We started running a promotion last year. We've been running it through until this year. And the promotion is that if you sign up for the channel, you join the channel at the level of buy me a cup of coffee, then you get a personal practice model created for you. And usually what I do is I look through the person's YouTube channel and try to learn a little bit more about them and then make the model related to them. But I couldn't really find anything on Jim Yu. So I just decided to go with a model that I thought that Jim would appreciate, that he would enjoy. And so I hope you enjoyed that one, Jim. And that was a pretty fun model there. And here's some of the past ones we had. Rich Penn, Bob, Dom, Min Watex, Fully Defined, Aaron C, Victor K, PC Arduino, Yup, That's Me, Dan Friends Zozo, Blue Byte Systems, Ray R, Liam P, Rigo R, Mesa Make, SoFlo Rando, Train Driver Rob, Justin Morgan, and now Jim Yu is here in this list. So this has been a really fun promotion that we've been running. We're going to keep it rolling, you know, until we run out of names. Maybe if we run out of names, we'll figure out another promotion. But we're going to keep this thing rolling and just see kind of how this thing plays out. If you ever want to get involved in this, you can sign up for the YouTube channel. You can join on the YouTube channel and join at the level of buy me a cup of coffee. And we really appreciate all the people who have joined the channel. Really appreciate all the coffee and the seltzer water. We really appreciate it all. So thank you all so much for being a part of this program. So let's take a look at the chat here and see who got this one correct. We saw that our wizards came flying in here. Aaron C, 443. Victor K, 443. Alexi, 456. Let's see here. Dom Linder, 453. Marco, 443. Guntis, 444. Dom Linder, 443, revised the answer. You can always revise your answer here on Model Monday Live. And Carmal A, welcome to the channel. 444.8 or 445. Jim Yu coming in with 443. This model's named in his honor. Thank you, Jim. And we got, let's see here. Looks like that's about it for the answers. Guys, the correct answer is 443 grams. So congratulations to none other than Aaron C. 443 grams is correct, plus or minus 1 gram on this one. Fun model, cool dimensions on this model, inspired by a post I saw on Reddit today. Thank you to that Reddit post today. And yeah, I really like the way this one was set up. This is a fun one. So congratulations to Aaron C. He earns another point on the Model Monday Live leaderboard on his way to collect a prize. GG to Aaron C. Congratulations, AA. I spelled it wrong. AA Rom. Aaron C. Congratulations. Well done, my friend. But we are not done. Every episode of Model Monday Live, we try to give the chat two challenges to see if they can prove themselves to the rest of the chat world. So here we go. This next CAD vs. CAD challenge begins in 3, 2, 1. Go. What is the mass of this part in XXX grams? Tolerance is plus or minus 1 gram. Those of you who've been with the channel for a while might recognize this part. It's kind of a remix from an older part that was in one of our tournaments. A fun model. A lot of different features in this model. I love these kinds of models where they kind of look simple. It's not a crazy amount of dimensions. There's no special Toby notes or anything like that, but it is a fun model. FPV Kev in the chat says, how come you're on now? It's only 5:35 here. Yes, sorry about that, FPV Kev. Here in the States, we do daylight savings at around this time, the beginning of March, so that we get more sunlight in the afternoon, and that happened over this past weekend. So the sun on Friday, the sun set around 6 p.m. and then last night the sun set closer to 7 p.m. So we were able to get that extra hour of daylight, but that is why we are on now. That's when it changed here in the States. And it's weird, it's not even in all the states, only in some of the states does it change. Very, very American thing. FPV Kev says our clocks go forward on the end of March. Yeah, it changes at different times, unfortunately. We used to just post everything in, I guess, in GMT or, yeah, I think in GMT before to make it a little bit easier, but I always just put East Coast on the time marker because even like EST and EDT gets me confused. I just put East Coast. Let's let the audience figure it out. All right, guys, good luck with this model. I hope that was enough time for you to take a screen capture. I hate GMT and PST, LOL. Okay, good. Then I'll just stick with East Coast. That makes it a little easier for me anyway. Zal says, this is a great part for 5-axis mill. Yeah, let's go. This part we could definitely have some fun with. All right. Guys, let's get into it here with an Onshape live solve. Don't forget, if you're into sheet metal, SolidWorks sheet metal training is available with one of the best instructors in the world. Totally unbiased opinion there. And this is a great class. I mean, I gotta tell you, when I taught this class last week, it was awesome. The students had such a good time. Able to kind of create long-lasting relationships with the students, even able to work with them a little bit after the class concludes. And that's how you know you're doing it right. So really good class, really good content. Very happy with how this one came together. And I hope you guys have a chance to sign up for it. If you know anybody who's trying to learn sheet metal, SolidWorks sheet metal, this is a great class to have them take a look at. All right, so good luck to everyone on that second challenge here on this March 10th episode of Model Monday Live. And we are now going to take a look at an Onshape live solve. And this model actually comes from the TooTallToby practice models library. So I think I'm going to just launch the app and do this live solve using the app. That way you guys can see kind of what the app looks like. But this is a pretty cool part. It's a machined part. It's called lever mount. So let me take a look here at TooTallToby.com. Here's the website, TooTallToby.com. And we're going to choose, first of all, to log in, create a free account, log in. And then we're going to see down here, we've got this button that says Get Started. So I'm going to click that button there. This is Get Started. And here we can see that we've got a repository of over 150 practice models challenges. Now, some of these challenges are free for anyone with a free account, so you can sign up for a free account. And then if you get through all those challenges and you really enjoy the app, or even if you just want to support the channel, you can sign up for our Practice Models Premium, where you can unlock the remainder of this library. But you can see here that down at the bottom, one of these challenges is totally free, is this one, 250301. So I'm going to click here to practice. We can see that so far 58 people have completed this challenge. So let's see if we can become number 59. It looks like the skills tested are the hole tool, the slot tool, and symmetry. So that sounds like a pretty good set of skills that we can learn here. My CAD system is Onshape. My name is Nikola Tesla, and my country is Serbia. So let's go down here to click here to begin. And go! So the challenge here is, what is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? And we can see here that we're going to put in that mass. We're going to put in that answer right down here. It's kind of cool. It is a true validation field. So if I type in 1, 2, 3, 4 here and click to submit, it says that's incorrect. Your answer is incorrect. So when you're using the Practice Models app, you do have to get the answer correct in order to earn your point on the leaderboard. So you can see here that this model is, it's kind of a cool model. Now, I know the clock is running, but I always advise my students that before you get started in the 3D CAD, it's a good idea to come up with a game plan of how you're going to model this part. And this is something that you'll get better at over time. But basically what you want to do is you want to kind of look at a model, whether it's a physical model or whether it's a 2D drawing, and you want to unbuild that model in your head and kind of think through how you might build it in 3D CAD. So for me, the first thing I'm going to notice is that this model is symmetric. So there's a note down here that says center line symmetric. And so what that tells me is that I could just create half of the model to begin with. So my first sketch maybe will look like this. It'll come up, it'll come over here like so, it'll come down, and then it'll close off like this. Now you'll notice here that this corner is rounded in the physical part, but I'm going to make that corner sharp, and then I'm just going to add a fillet afterwards. And this is a really important lesson, which is you want to really keep your sketches simple. So anytime you're working through CAD, especially if you're a newer user, you want to keep your sketches simple. Now, maybe I'll include some additional geometry, like I could include this shape here and maybe even this tombstone shape in the very first sketch. And I think that's reasonable to include that geometry, but I'm probably not going to include this slot up here. I think that's just going to make too many tangency relationships. I'm probably not going to include this fillet here. That's too many tangency relationships. Just try to keep your sketches simple, and it'll make it much easier to lay out your geometry and get it to snap into place. So when we're coming up with a game plan, one of the first things we want to ask ourselves is, where should the origin be on this design? I think in the case of this model, I'm going to put the origin down here, right at the bottom. And the reason for that is because the model is symmetric and a lot of dimensions seem to be coming from that location. This dimension here is kind of, based off of that location. Our sideways dimensions here in this top view are coming from that location. So I think that makes sense to have that be my starting origin location. And then the next thing you're going to want to ask yourself is, where or what will the first sketch look like? And we already talked about this a little, but I think my first sketch is going to be maybe a shape like this, sharpen that corner there, like that, just sketch half of it, maybe include this line here, maybe include this half of the tombstone shape as well. That's going to be my first sketch. And then from there, you just want to start thinking about what the remaining features in the model are going to look like. So I think I'm going to start out by extruding the main brick here. Then I'll extrude this L shape down here at the bottom, this little extra step at the bottom. Then I'll extrude this tombstone shape. And then once I've got that geometry extruded, I could add this fillet here, and that's going to give me the concentric location of this slot here. So the slot you can see is concentric to that radius. So I really need that radius first before I can start drawing in that slot. And then maybe I could add this hole here. And then from the top view, I can locate these counter bores. So add in these counter bores here. And then the final features that I'm going to add are going to be my fillets. Now, I know I mentioned that this fillet here has to come in first because this slot is based on the location of that fillet. But generally speaking, you want to save any fillets that you've got in your model to the end of the model. That's important because it helps you not lose edge ID locations. And it's also important because it can sometimes help in the prototyping and mold making process if those fillets come last. So just generally speaking, save your fillets for last, especially if you're a newer user. So I know we took 3 or 4 minutes there to kind of come up with that game plan, but like I said, I think it's always important to start out with a game plan. But now that we've got that game plan, let's get into the 3D CAD here, and we're going to start by going to create document. I'm in Onshape here. I'm going to create this document in the public space. So if you ever want to look up this document, you can just search for 250301 space lever mount. Create a public document here. Let me bring up my keyboard cam so you can see any of the cool shortcuts I'm using in Onshape. And then I'm going to start out by going front plane, S key, begin a sketch, N key, get normal to, S key, begin a line, single click this origin point, move over, and I'm just going to draw half of this model. So I'm going to single click in the background, let go of my mouse, and I'm going to type in 90/2 to give me 1/2 of that 90 dimension we see in the top view. Then I'm going to move my mouse up here, about 75, single click. I'm going to type in 75, enter. This model is a great example of where learning how to auto dimension can really streamline the process. So currently I'm in a line command. If I just take my mouse and put my mouse over this endpoint, I can come off with a tangent arc. So tangent arc, single click, let go of my mouse, and I'm going to type in the dimension 70 for that radius. Move my mouse up here at kind of an angle. Make sure I'm getting tangent there, single click. And that's going to do it for that shape. I'm going to hit escape, and then I'm going to S key, go into an arc command, and create an arc here that just comes across like this. Just kind of an arc like that, hit escape. Now this point of the arc is going to be vertical to the origin. So pick that point, pick the origin, V for vertical. And this point of the arc is going to be horizontal to this point here at 75. So H for horizontal. And then I can use my S key command to add in a dimension here. And that dimension is going to be 115 for that radius. And then I think the final dimension I need to add here is just a dimension from this angled line to the middle of the model, and that dimension is going to be 70 degrees over 2. So I really like using that /2 when I'm doing my, /2 when I'm using my double dimensions, when I know I'm going to mirror the whole thing. So now S key line, create a line here to close off this shape, create another line here that comes across like so, and maybe I would create another line here that goes from this, starting here on this line, going up, starting here on this line, not at the midpoint, make sure you don't get the midpoint, but starting here on this line, going up, single click. It's really going to come all the way up here to that same height as the 75. So single click, move my mouse back, without clicking, that transitions me into this tangent arc. I could kind of single click here on this line, and then I could give that a radius of 25. And so now all that's left is just to add a couple of quick relationships. So we're going to make this point here horizontal to here. H, we're going to add a dimension here for this shape here. So that's going to be a dimension of 25. And we could even, if we wanted to, we could even add in the diameter hole here in this first sketch so that we could use that as we're extruding our other geometry. You're always trying to figure out where the balance is between like overcomplicating your sketch and putting in enough information that you're going to save yourself time. I think with a circle, it doesn't add a bunch of tangency relationships. It doesn't, you don't run into the same challenges you might run into by adding a fillet here. So I think adding a circle is okay there, but I'm definitely approaching my point of discomfort for the level of complexity of the sketch. I personally really like to keep my sketches simple. So now that we've got that geometry in place, we can S key extrude. I have customized my S key here in Onshape to make some of these workflows go a little smoother, a little faster. So S key extrude. And now you see Onshape picks up on the entire shape. It's pretty close to what I want. I think maybe I would just want to exclude this region here. So exclude that region there, and that whole thing's going to come out to, maybe I'll keep this. I think it makes sense maybe to have that hole as an explicit feature. So we're going to bring this out to 25, enter, and then we're going to show that sketch, and we'll pick inside of this region here on the sketch. I just kind of rolled the model around to the backside. Pick inside that region there, S key, extrude, tab, 40, or I'm sorry, 70, tab, 70, enter. That gives us that 70 extrusion there sticking out the front of the model. And then we pick this region here, which is the tombstone region, and we can maybe even pick this region as well. And we could do S key extrude, and that is going to be tab, 40, enter. And then we could finish up by picking this region here, S key extrude, and this one is going to be a remove. So it's the same command, extrude to add, extrude to remove. It's just you pick a different tab here on the property manager for that feature. So now we're going to bring that out to a depth of through all and enter. And you might say, that's kind of weird. Why didn't you just include that in the feature? And certainly you could do that. But what I like to do is kind of keep my features explicit as well. It gives you a little more flexibility when you get into things like design changes and configurations. But what I will do is I'll go over here to the tree and I'll click on this first feature and Shift N. And so I'll call that main base shape. And then I'll click on this feature here, Shift N, main foot shape, and then go to this next feature here, Shift N, tombstone shape, and then I'll Shift N here, hole in tombstone. So that way at a glance, I can look at the tree and I can figure out which feature is being used to accomplish what in the design. Always good to rename your features. So I think I'm pretty much done with that first sketch. I'll hide that sketch now. I will S key, fillet, tab. This is going to have a radius of 20, enter, single click on this edge here and enter to finish that command. Pick this face here, S key, begin a sketch, N key to get normal 2. I'm going to create an arc here. This is going to be a 3-point arc. So we'll create a 3-point arc that looks something like this. And then what we can do is we can take that arc and this arc up here and Shift O for concentric. So now those two are concentric per the note on the drawing. Single click on this arc here, go into the flyout menu underneath offset and choose slot. And this slot here is going to have a slot distance of 20, enter. And then we're going to take this arc here and this arc here, and Shift O to make those concentric as well. Nice fully defined sketch. S key, extrude, remove, through all, and enter. Through all, and green check mark. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be basically ready to get in here and add those holes. So now we go into our this face here, S key, begin to sketch, N key, get normal to, S key, rectangle, single click here, move our mouse, single click again, let go of our mouse, and this is going to be 60/2, enter, 55, enter. So that gives you the perfect location for that hole. Hit the green check mark and then jump into the hole command, and this is going to be a counter bore, so we can just single click on this point here and then tab, 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 or you could even, you know, you could tab through all that stuff, or you could just jump down here and pick on that dimension. Either way, it's going to be 9, tab, 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 15, tab, 8, enter, enter, and there is our counter bore. And now we just have to add those final fillets. So S key, fillet, tab, 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 tab. This one is going to be 15. And I'm going to pick this edge here, and then I'm going to hold shift on my keyboard, and I'm going to press enter, because what that does is it adds the fillet, but it takes me right back into a fillet command. So then I can tab, 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 5, and then I can pick these 1, 2, 3 edges, so that the tooling has, you know, a filleted face down at the bottom there in those sharp corners. You don't want those to be totally sharp in the corners there. So now that we've got that geometry in place, the final step here is going to be mirror. And for mirror, what you do is you pick this body here, and then you can press into this box here, mirror plane, and you can pick this face here as well. And so we hit the green check mark, and there we go. There's that mirrored part. Now, what I like to do with that mirror command a lot of times is I'll go, or with the, not with the mirror command, with the part itself, is I'll go here and I'll right mouse button. And from the right mouse button, I'll choose assign material. And then from assign material here, I'm going to go to the TooTallToby custom material library, and I'm going to make that plain carbon steel. And then the other thing that I'll do a lot of times is I'll press P, which will hide all my planes, and I'll right mouse button on the name of the part here, and I'll go to edit appearance and kind of get this to match up with what we're seeing here from the customer. So it looks almost like it's a, you know, it's like an aqua green here. Yeah, that looks pretty close there. Maybe a little bit more on the green side, but there we go. Now we're matching up with what the customer gave us when they gave us this job. Customers always like it when you use their part colors. So now that we're finished with that, we can click on this display mass and section properties, and we're going to click here on the part, and we're coming up with a mass of 4453 grams. So if we come back here into the TooTallToby practice models app, we could type in 4453 and we can press enter, and oh yeah, congratulations, this answer is correct. We did it. And so now we see here that the model answer is 4453. The elapsed time was 12 minutes and 55 seconds. And upon submission, you'll be awarded 1 point on the community scoreboard. So we're going to say submit. And when we roll down here, we can see now 59 people have completed this model, and we can see we get some additional analytics down below here. So it looks like the average time for this model was 16:56. We did it in 12:55. Yes, awesome. So I always love it when I get faster than the average time. That's always what I'm going for. But of course, if you did come in a little slower or you wanted to improve your time, you could use the try again feature here, and that way you'd be able to get a faster time. So I'll take that video and I'll post it, and that way we'll be able to see that video here in the community tutorials. If you ever finish one of these challenges and you want to make a YouTube video about it, this is a great way to share with the community and help more people in the community see how to model these parts if they get stuck. FPV Kev in the chat says, GGTTT. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. All right, guys, so that's it for that challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, that Onshape live solve. And if you did, be sure to hit the like button on this video. Be sure to leave me a comment down below if you learned anything cool from seeing me model through that part in Onshape. Pretty cool part. I really enjoy that one, and gives you a good opportunity to use some cool features there in Onshape. And so that's going to do it for that one, 4453. And we are now ready to take a look at the final answer that all of you are working on. Of course, be sure to support the channel. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to share and reshare. Get the word out there about the world of TooTallToby. And don't forget, we do have some training coming up. If you or your friends or your coworkers are looking to get some sheet metal training, this is a great chance to get that sheet metal training. And so for the second one, let's see what we got here in the chat. What do you got here? I saw an answer come in really fast here. Yeah. Centennial Gamer, 75.56 grams. Victor K, 407. Aaron C, 407. This part sucked. I loved it. Nice. AUDAY coming in 407. Fast, fast, fast. 2 delete face features for me. Yeah, I definitely used delete face when I modeled this one up as well. Patar Serbia. Yeah, full disclosure, I'm not from Serbia. I just use the Nikola Tesla account, which, of course, Nikola Tesla is from Serbia. And so, you know, recognizing him as the genius that he was. AUDAY. Yep, the cylinder was weirdly off. Yep. Marco coming in 384 grams. I like it. Dom 407. Very nice. Aaron C says, I typically don't use symmetry on parts with arcs that go across the center line. It's kind of a pain to sketch sometimes. Yep, I could see that. Hopefully you saw the way I did it, and that maybe will give you some food for thought. See if you're using sketch mirrors. Yes, cost me a bunch of points in the tournament. Body mirrors are the way. Yep. The guy with the intersect tool was so good. Yeah, I think that was QWERTY CA who leveraged that intersect tool to the max. That was really cool to see him. All right. Old-timey weight scale. Yep. Definitely some influence there. Just looking to make sure I didn't miss any other times. All right, Mr. Alex is here. What's up? Good to see you. And Peekaboo is here. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Awesome. All right, and Jim Yu coming in 407. So, do you ever get an incorrect mass? Sometimes I do, yeah. Get an incorrect mass when you're doing a live solve. Sometimes I do. Yeah, for sure. That's the cool thing about the app, right? When you get them incorrect, you got to go through and troubleshoot. No free passes. Guys, the correct answer for this one is 407. Let's give a huge shout out to none other than our 2023 world champion of 3D CAD speed modeling, Victor K, coming in with the correct answer, 407. Well done, my friend. Congratulations. And that is correct. You did it. Awesome. 407 is the correct answer. And congratulations. That is awesome. GG to everyone. Good game, Victor K. Well done. Congratulations. And guys, I think that's going to wind us down for this beautiful March 10th episode of Model Monday Live. Congratulations to our winners. Congratulations to Aaron C. and Victor K. Getting those points, getting on the leaderboard. Well done, well done. And of course, congratulations to everybody. These are not easy models, and when you're doing them against the clock, when you're doing them against the other runners, it puts that extra level of pressure on. So it's good though. It's good pressure. It's good to learn and to practice, and to practice under pressure is really the best way to learn. So good job to everyone. Anybody who finished those challenges in that limited amount of time, it is impressive. Don't forget, guys, if you want to support the channel, the best thing you can do is sign up for Practice Models Premium. You can use the join function on the YouTube channel, and of course, you can take training with Toby. It is very much appreciated, and it goes a long way towards keeping this train rolling as we continue to expand the functionality of our Practice Models Premium app. And so I want to say thank you all so much. We are going to be back next week, March 17th. We're going to, between now and then, make sure you sign up to take training with Toby. And I think we're going to try something new either next week or the following week. I can't remember if the CAD class guys are on with us next week. We might have a special guest. Either way, we're going to be doing something new next week. So be sure to tune in for the March 17th episode. It's going to be a really, really fun time. FPV Kev, be sure to go back and check out that first model. It was a cool model. It was a lot of fun to work on that first model. But I want to say thank you all so much. It's such a fun way to start the day, such a fun way to start the week with this Model Monday Live. And we'll be putting out a lot more content this week. I know the past couple of weeks has been a little bit light on the YouTube content, but we're going to be getting some more tips and tricks together to put out there for you this week. And of course, between now and then, be sure to check out the TooTallToby Practice Models app, because we are going to continue to release a lot of cool functionality on there as well. But fun time today on this Monday. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your Monday. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Check us out in the Discord. That's where we're all hanging out, chatting it up. And I will look forward to seeing everybody in the next live stream. See you, everybody.